welcome to the channel, everybody. So let's get this started. We got plenty to do, and well, we got a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. We have round 2 of grinding for Werewolf by Night to get started, and I need to get it out of the way so that I can get the rest of the stuff done that I need to get done today, and get on to getting out there and getting the rest of the stuff I need to get done for the move done. So, I already said this is going to be a long shot, anyways, just by the fact that I knew time was limited, and this was not timed out the way I had planned it. So, we are still going to go for it. One thing I did notice last night, we put up over 14 million points, but I forgot to put on any boosts of any kind whatsoever. So we are going to make sure that we are boosting the entire time today and see. We were fortunate enough that we pulled off the entire 6 and 7 star roster without losing a single match. Now, can we keep that streak going for the entire 2.5 days? I don't know. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so we're going to be starting with 6 stars after all, but we'll get over to the 7 stars after this. Let's go ahead and just get in here and just keep it going. Like I said, we got a lot of points to put up and very little time to do it in, and gonna do the stream now, and then tonight we'll have another one. Tomorrow I'm going to try and fit 3 in, and then one more on Sunday, unless I can figure out a way to fit another one in between all of that somewhere. Obviously we've got to get a bunch done, plus on top of that we've got to get through the cooldown timer in between each time that we do this. Now, we could have started today's stream a bit sooner than we did, and had, the 6 stars were definitely ready. But if I was going to pull all of this off, I needed to get a little bit of rest. So we called it last night at about 3 a.m. and here we are at a little after 10, turning around and picking it back up. So it's like I said, it's gonna be a long one. I've got to still get some work in over the next day or two. Hopefully be able to put a little bit more money together for when I get out to Seattle, and then we're going to have to make sure that I've got everything that has to be packed ahead of time packed and ready, so that we have minimal amount of stuff to do between Saturday night and Sunday morning. Because of course, obviously, or Sunday night and Monday morning, more appropriately, because we are leaving out of Iowa early Monday morning and heading for Colorado, and then from Colorado to Seattle. So, really excited for that. It's already been requested by multiple people that we go ahead and make sure that we do keep everybody updated on how the trip goes, and I have absolutely no qualms about doing that. So we will be giving updates while on the road, not only through the channel itself. There'll probably be some community posts, maybe some videos popped up, and definitely some pictures of the trip, as well as I have already talked to Triple Z and Dee Dee, and I'm reaching out to Kata and Rizzo. I would reach out to Andrew, but obviously he's getting ready for Vancouver, so I don't know that he'll necessarily be live too much the next few days himself. Uh, Next few days, I should say. Um, but I will, if they're live at any point in time and I'm in an area that I have good enough reception and feel it's safe enough to be on a call while driving, um, I will jump in and jump on to chat with whoever happens to be live at the time and say hi to everybody. So make sure you guys are subscribed to Dee and Triple Z, as well as Rizzo and Cataclysm. Because, like I said, if the opportunity is there for me to do so, I will update everybody through their streams as well. This is going to be a long trip, to say the least. Getting all the way from here to Seattle is not short by any means. As a matter of fact, it's about 1,900 miles. And like I said, it's going to take me the better part of 3 days to do so. So, really looking forward to it in a lot of ways, but at the same time, definitely one of those things that it's been a lot of up and down stress and everything else, just trying to get to actually this point right here, and we are still a few days from actually hitting the road. And with that being said, obviously I haven't been very active on the channel in the last couple months. Well, last couple weeks, I should say. But what better way to wrap up our time in Iowa than to do a massive arena grind and then a final goodbye stream Sunday night. And that is currently the plan. Is we will be doing as much arena as I can, trying to put up as many points as I can. Obviously, if we can set ourselves up to pick up this champion, that is our first goal. I definitely want this 6-star added to the roster. But then on top of that, too, obviously adding more units to the account, so that maybe we could go for the pre-release crystals for Morbius, not so that we could possibly dupe him, and also possibly look at the 7-star for Werewolf by Night. Will definitely be something that we'll be looking at, depending on how many units we're able to pull out of this grind. And then on top of that, we do have the challenge issued to see if, between his extremely busy schedule and my extremely busy schedule, if I can somehow put up more points than Dee does over the next couple days. I know he has a lead on me right now, but I have to see how much. I think he said last night he was shooting for 30 million at the point that he was at. Obviously, we are just now at 15 mil, so we do have some catch up to do. But Hussein, nice to see you back. Appreciate you stopping in. We are on grind number 2. We are just getting the 7 stars started right now. Still plenty to do, and it's going to be a long one, because we already kind of got a judgment last night. It took us about 4 hours to get through the entire roster of 6 and 7 stars. It was 75 total win streak. Would love to keep that going today. If I keep this going, even today, let alone all weekend. It will definitely be the longest win streak I have ever had on this account by far. But that is because I have never grinded for a champion. As a matter of fact, normally, even back in the day, even if I grinded for anything, it was grinding for the milestones. And once I hit the top milestone, we were done. So, uh, it is going to be a very different experience this time than any time before this. Should not have pushed Nimrod to that special 3. Don't know how badly this is going to hurt, but I know my special 3 is not going to do nearly as much to him. But again, we are literally just going for getting the points. So, that, and like I said, keeping the win streak alive, because obviously the longer we do that, the more points and the easier it's going to be. I did mention at the beginning, I did not remember to throw on boost last night, so the 14 mil was actually pretty impressive to do without boost. And now we are going to make sure that today we are using every possible boost that we can to hopefully surpass 30 by far. Got to remember a couple of the tips and tricks from last night. Making sure that we are rotating the roster properly, making sure that we are not worrying about the help button at all, and just grinding away. Obviously, like I said, we got quite a bit to do and quite a ways to go. But I have a pretty decent roster. You know, not just based off of the fact that I have some amazing champions, but, you know, realizing last night 75 rounds to get through the 6 and 7 stars, you know, that in itself is quite a bit. Marvel King Sayaman, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for the well wishes. This will be the first champion I have ever grinded for, so it's a long shot in itself just because of the fact of the amount of time that I have to put into this with everything else going on. But that being said, what a better way to say goodbye to Iowa. One last first here on the channel in Iowa, and then we will get out to Seattle and have many new firsts. So, really excited. Take it easy. He's not that much wanted champion. You'll get him even at 100 mil. See, I'm hearing mixed messages on that. I've heard some people say similar that he's going to go low. I've seen other reports that are saying anywhere from 130 to 160. But I figure we're just going to put up as much as I can and see where the chips lie. Obviously, like I said, I figure we're going to go for about 4 hours today, and then I'm going to have to get some things done and also get some work in at the other job, obviously. And kind of wrap up the things I need to get wrapped up. and then we're going to do another stream tonight. And then my plan is to get 3 streams in tomorrow. And then at least and then one on Sunday morning, and that should put us well over 1 million points at that point, if I'm calculating correctly. So hopefully that 100 mil is more than enough. And we will see where it goes. Kind of am happy that I'm doing this in round 1 and am not able to do it in round 2, because obviously by round 2 everyone will have an idea where he finishes at, and that will influence scores even more. But we will just kind of play it by ear, honestly. But probably shouldn't have ran all science, but I think we can still do this. It's not bad. I've heard that I shouldn't run into too many death matches at this point, just because I've gotten already so far on my win streak, and as long as I keep certain level champions out of the mix, I shouldn't have a problem. Probably not going to top into the 5-star roster until later grinds, just because of the fact that don't want to worry too much about that quite early, and time constraint as well. Like I said, we are adding at least 8 hours of streaming today, and the extra 4 hours last night, and probably another 16 hours between Saturday and Sunday, which is going to put it quite a bit more time that I wasn't necessarily planning on spending. I am not running recoils, by the way. Didi has already declared himself a victor because he found out that I am not, but I have never ran the recoil masteries, so I didn't take the time to switch them before the grind started, and unless something massively changes and I decide that that's something very necessary to spend the units on, I'm just gonna keep going. So we are gonna kind of let the chips lie where they lie and go for it. This is going to be not only one of the biggest things I've ever attempted to pull off on this account, but also probably one of the most interesting challenges to try and pull off, especially considering Didi has a lot larger roster than I do. As far as he has more 7 stars than I do. He has more 6 stars than I do, and his 6 stars are higher ranked than mine for the most part. So if I'm able to do this, it will be strictly on his time constraint more than anything. Yo, bro, I had to leave early last stream. Sorry. No, it's all good, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. We'll be streaming a lot over the next several days. Like I said, I had my original intention was that I talked to this, and I think he and I just didn't hit the same page. That I thought this arena was not going to be until after I got to Seattle. And So we planned on competing against one another anyways to see. Um, I'm grinding for. Not only am I grinding for Werewolf by Night, but there is a challenge between Didi and I to see who can finish higher. Dimensional Dreaming. Uh, and he has been a little bit more limited on streaming, but he does have some availability while he's working to be able to grind. Um, so he is actually ahead of me on points right now. I did not start right off the bat. I didn't even start the grind until about 11 hours into the arena. So, Amon, how's it going? Um, but we are still going to attempt to pull this off and see if I can somehow put up more points than he does, as well as pick up the champion. Um, Big order to fill. Arrow, nice to see you, man. How's it going? Uh, we are trying to pull off not only picking up Werewolf by Night, but also pull off um, doing all of it 3 days before I move from Iowa to Seattle, Washington. So I have a lot on my plate to accomplish, a little bit of time to do it in, and we may have lost our freaking mind thinking that we are going to not only pull off this, but also um, beat the man who grinds for champions for a living in a challenge at the process. Um, we have done. This will be the second challenge that DDI and I have challenged one another to. He did beat me on the first one. We did the challenge to see if I couldn't pick up Cavalier in a single night. Yes, the Kabam live stream is today at some point within the next couple hours. I don't remember exactly what time that it is. I forgot to look before I started this. Mostly because I knew that I have so much on my plate right now that I'm not going to get to it myself. I had planned on paying attention to the Kabam live stream without a doubt, but I will have to catch a recap on that for sure, because there is no way that I can fit that on top of everything else that has to be done and make sure that I have any chance of picking up this champion. I've heard a lot of different opinions on how high he is going to go. I've heard people say as low as 80 million. I've heard people say as high as 160 million. So, I've got to put up as much as I can with the time that I have available. Bro, I am so bad at playing with CGR. Man, honestly, I love CGR. Part of it is that it get up to the SP2. Once you fire off that SP2, the SP3 will work, but the SP2 is easier. If you can get a connect with that SP2, his damage just goes through the roof afterwards. So that is pretty much the key to Cosmic Ghost Rider is the SP2. In Oregon, myself pulled 6-star Wolf from the pre-release crystals, rank 4, Sig 1. Cool champ, good luck. Thank you, my man. Arrow, nice. I'll be in your neck of the woods soon. Like I said, we are moving to Seattle, Washington It's going to be a 3-day trip, but I am leaving out of here Monday morning and should be there Wednesday afternoon. Um, really excited to get up into that area and start the next chapter of my life. Was talking to KT yesterday. He said, bring him down Morbius hype. Um, yeah, and that's another thing that I'm hoping plays in my favor right now. As I saw, first off, I saw KT bring down. He was talking about all the champions that Morbius just can't do. Um, Now, mind you, obviously, I got the 7-star for Morbius already. Not too worried about that one. I will pick up his 6-star at some point. Um, Probably going to try and see how many units I can put together out of this to um, go for the pre-release bundle for him and Werewolf by Night. Just because I would like to possibly pick up the 7-star of Werewolf by Night as well. But I did see that KT said that Morbius just cannot counter most of the top champions by any means. You'll have to shave your head to join me, Abdo and Brian in here. Man, honestly, I normally have my head shaved. This is probably the longest I've had my hair since I started the channel, actually. Um, but yeah, I mean, I am a proud member of the Shaved Head Club. Just kind of let it grow out for a little bit, and honestly, I will probably, because of maintenance issues, how big things are going to be. Um, yeah, I mean, I'll probably shave my head again either right before I leave or when I get out there. Um, but back to what I was saying is I heard Seaton also did the same thing with Werewolf by Night, that he went in and did some testing with him and said he didn't think he was as good as everybody was saying either. Um, that being said, I still want him, no matter what. Um, yeah, I've been stuck between Morbius and Titania. If he drops enough, I may go with Titania. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I did rank 2 Morbius as I had the resources and lacking a better science option. I will help me out. Um, Morbius will not rank 2 for me until after I pull and rank 2 Hulk. Hulk has to come first. Um, Now, I understand it could be a while still till I pull Hulk, but I will let everybody know, not only are we going to do a big live stream Sunday night for the final live stream from Iowa, and kind of my goodbye to Iowa stream. Well, not kind of. 100% my goodbye to Iowa stream. Um, but when we do that, I'll be doing Shooting Stars because I haven't done it yet, which is surprising considering my roster. But that will not only give me a chance to really test out Morbius a little bit more, I'm sure, depending on some of the pass and whether or not I think he's viable for him. But also on top of that, it will give me some more opportunities to target some more 7-stars, hopefully. I already pulled and duped Hulk, so I took him to rank 2. Yeah. If I could pull him alone, let alone dupe him, he will be my first rank 2 7-star. I have been kind of holding back on rank 4 or rank 5ing any 6-stars lately. Mostly because I've been trying to build the roster up and get the majority of my 6-stars to rank 3. I still have a very long ways to go on that. If we were further into that, it would help on this grind, that's for sure. But, obviously, resources are what they are. Uh, so we're going to, keep pushing on that as soon as possible. But I did realize last night, I talked about it right when I went on stream, that I forgot to put boosts on of any kind last night when we did this. I do have some champion boosts as well that I will be using as I get further into the roster. Should I rank 3 jugs? Yes, definitely rank 3 jugs. If DD was on stream, he would scream yes in a million ways. But yeah, he's definitely worth rank 3 in for sure. Um, he not only is he amazing as a defensive counter, but he does quite a bit of work on offense and can run through just about anything. Hulk was my wish too. Gave up on waiting for now. I'll focus on getting more science for him. If I ever get him ranked to our Sunspot, America, and Morbius. Nice. Um, so if I was going to rank to anybody right now, um, I have Shuri and Overseer both awakened. I think Shuri would be a pretty good candidate for rank 2. And then I also have, I have America Chavez, but I don't use her very much. Not very great with her. We should be seeing Battleground rewards sometime today. But also on top of that, I have Bishop and Domino. And I think, honestly, after Shuri, it would probably be Bishop would be my second rank 2. If I was going to just go ahead and stop waiting for Hulk and rank 2 somebody right now. The 7-star roster is fairly, I mean, it's not huge. Battleground rewards will either come out in an hour or 3 hours. Yeah, like I said, I expect them sometime imminently. I love my 7-star Domino. Yeah, Domino is phenomenal. PP, nice to see you. It's too early for Arena. Normally, I would agree. Normally, it is too early for Arena. It's quite a bit, but I really want this champion. No matter what the hype is, because it keeps going back and forth on him. But I mean, guys, I'm Wolf. I gotta have the werewolf. I can't do it. Not, I gotta have him. So, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard. Yeah. I'd love Shuri. I can rank 2 more, but holding off for better options. Hope you get him. I popped a few crystals, but had no luck. Yeah, not only am I going to be doing this single round grind, because I will not be able to do round 2 by far. I probably shouldn't even be doing round 1 with everything I got to get in place over the next couple of days. But we will be on the road come Monday morning for Seattle, and to move 1,900 miles across country. So there is absolutely no way that round 2 is even a thought process if I fall short on round 1. But that being said, if we fall short on round 1, I will probably do what I can to put together the units to go for the pre-release bundles. For Morbius, and see if maybe we can't pick him up out of those. Finished the new Karinas last night. Quick break before the monthly content. Nice, congratulations on that. How did you enjoy it? I know I've heard some mixed things on that one too. Did it go fairly smooth for you? I know Dee Dee's been trying to push on that, and he was going to live stream some last night and then got an important phone call that he had to go to a meeting. So that kind of delayed him, but he said he was definitely going to be on at some point today. I like 7, and 7 was fun. Yeah, definitely going to be interesting. I don't know where I'm at on that. I still have to go back through and finish chapter 6 or act 6 and act 7 to 100% both. I have not done I have not 100% either one of them. As a matter of fact, I don't even think I've 100% in act 5 at this point, so I need to go back through and do all of those. But I think I'm going to, right after I get out to Seattle, start chapter 8 or act 8. God, it is way too early when I can't even speak correctly. I'll admit it was fun when the inputs were working and the game didn't lag and the AI wasn't coked out. Other than that, definitely fun. What should be the playstyle for Shuri? Honestly, I don't use her nearly enough to give a good definition for the rotation. I know a lot with Shuri is building up her shock charges, and once you get those shock charges built up, you can really do some amazing damage. But that's about the best I can tell you on that. You don't need 100% Act 6 for on 7 and 8. Yeah, no, I'm going to move on to Act 8. I've already finished my first run through Act 7 because we are Paragon. But at some point, I do want 100% everything, just so that I can. Just make sure you take it easy for Gwen Master and the other guy. Yeah. Gwen Master was not that bad comparatively to the Grandmaster. That was a nightmare the first time we did him. Shuri, do parries between combos, spam a bunch of SP1s, heavy to refresh shocks, repeat. Yeah. Collect your daily crystal from the Summoner Market. Yes, I need to do that as well. I have been falling short on that, in spite of the fact that I made sure the community knew about it. If anybody does not know about that, you do get double daily crystals now. You get the one in-game and then also the one from the Summoner's Market as well. I'm going to definitely make sure that I get on top of doing that and get it into the rotation. If I don't start it before I leave for Seattle, it will definitely be something that we get into the rotation once we get out there. And that is actually a good reminder. For those of you who know, normally I drop a crystal opening every Monday on the channel. We did not drop one this Monday because of the fact that with everything going on, I haven't been able to put up nearly as many crystals as I normally would. So I'm definitely not going to do it this next Monday either, because that's the day I leave out for Seattle. So not this next Monday, but the following Monday, we will have 3 weeks worth of crystals to open. So that will be huge. It's definitely one of those things. So instead of doing different cycles for Gwen Master, I maxed out boosted, and used rank 2 Hulk with stun lock, and used 5 free revives, trying to decide if I'm lazy or smart. No, that's extremely smart. Trust me. Yeah, I took advantage of any loophole I could find for Gwen Master and Kang both. I did a lot of damage on both of them based off of direct damage. I think I bled more of Gwynmaster and Kang than I did actually fight either one of them. So if you can stun lock her and keep her locked down, that's not lazy. That is brilliant, man. Definitely. If I have a rank 2 Hulk by the time I start going back through 7, probably going to do that myself. But even if I don't, I do have a rank 5 6-star Hulk, and we will go to town. James, nice to see you. Appreciate you stopping in. PP, is that because you've discovered my real name that you're asking about, Mr. Bond? Sup, PP? It's called work smarter and not harder, so the answer is both. Exactly. Any chance you can get to cheese this game a little bit better and get through it a little faster is not being lazy. It is doing what you should be doing. I'll tell you this much. You tell me Superior Iron Man somehow is the answer to something, and he will make my fight 10 times easier, and I will somehow love this champion. Okay? And we all know that Superior Iron Man is not great. Same thing with Cyclops and many others. But that being said, like I said, if there is a way to make this faster, easier, and better, we are all about it. So, definitely pushing, definitely grinding, definitely going to get our way through all of these. So, really excited to continue on. And, I mean, first off, I will tell you this much, guys. I am completely and totally shocked. We are at a 92 win streak on this. And I had no intentions of actually. Cyclops is not great. He's effective. Yeah, I mean, there's certain times. Wolf grinding for himself confirmed. Yes, it is 100% confirmed. I am grinding for the Wolf. I, due to some miscommunications, I thought he wasn't going to be out until next week when I get to Seattle. And I had it planned out that I would grind for him there. And then he dropped yesterday, and I went, oh, there's absolutely no way I could possibly do this. I have too much left to do to get ready for the move. My time is extremely limited. I've barely been active on the channel for the last couple weeks because of trying to get everything in place. And then Didi and I talked a little bit yesterday, and I'm like, you know, you issued this challenge against me. You said that there's no way I can put up enough points to beat you in an arena grind, even for a champion that I want this badly. Screw it. I have no time, but we're going to do it anyways. That makes him an aware wolf, right? Quite possibly. Come on. So I talked to Didi last night. He actually was in stream for a while last night. He's had quite a bit going on with the new job and everything, and life situations. So he has not been streaming as much as normal. Obviously, we all know this. He was planning on streaming last night, And then again, another situation came up. He had the opportunity. He had to go out to dinner with a realtor that's helping him um, get his Nan's house on the market, and so he had that coming up. But he did say that he was going to be live at some point today. Uh, so stay tuned. That is part of this challenge. He is supposed to be live for part of the arena grind. It actually kind of works out that this worked out the way it did, because the original plan was is if I got out there and did not have good enough access to internet, um, then I would jump on call and do the grind on stream with him. But considering he hasn't been streaming much, and at the moment, I think the next thing he's trying to stream is the 7-on-7. It kind of works out better that I can go ahead and do my own streams and wrap things up here with this potential grind. If he doesn't have a synergy named that, I'm uninstalling the game. I'll be interested. I haven't looked at his synergies yet, to be truthful with you. Definitely gonna be interested to see what his synergies are. I'm expecting quite a bit of synergies with, obviously, the Monster Squad. So, but I'm not quite for sure who else his synergies will be with. And I don't know. We may have to jump over and take a look at him. Obviously, I've already gotten the 3 and the 4-star just out of last night's grind. At minimum, I expect we'll definitely pick up the 5-star out of this attempt, but that is not what I'm shooting for. Yeah, I could see Blade as well. But obviously, bare minimum, I just want to get the 6-star. Whether or not I actually beat DD in this challenge or not is gonna be cake, because I'm just looking for the icing. Like I said, I will probably see where I'm at on units when the pre-release for Morbius drops, and we will see if we can't go ahead and get some of those pre-release crystals and shoot for Awakening 7-star Morbius and possibly getting 7-star Werewolf by Night out of those crystals. But that will be my second chance to pick up Werewolf by Night. Right now, the biggest thing is trying to just keep the streak alive as long as possible. I'm honestly, the longer it continues, the more shocked I am. Nice thing is at this point, I do know how many rounds it does take to get through everything. Yeah, I'll be putting together some stuff for Banquet and Cyber Weekend as well. A lot's going to depend on how things go once I get out to Seattle. Things have already been changed. My living arrangements for when I get out there fell through. So instead of having a place to live immediately when I get out there, I am going to be living in a hotel for the first at least couple months. At least as long as everything goes according to the way I plan for it. But I have already transferred my job out there, So I do have that, and I am already approved to work at 6 locations out there, which does help. Uh, so it will be a lot of grind. Obviously, first to pay the bills, second to uh, get myself into, at least make a decision about getting myself into a place, and also figuring out, because I think it's going to be a long shot that whether or not the hotel has good enough Wi-Fi to be able to stream off of. Um, Wolf has Rumble. If you want to support him there, just let the stream run. It won't. It would help him out a lot. Yes, I appreciate that, guys. Overwhelmingly. Banquets 8 new gifting. Yeah. Banquet is going to be gorgeous. I will definitely be putting some things together on all 3 accounts for Banquet for sure, to help the alliances. Thank you, Amon, for mentioning Rumble. It is in the pinned comment. If anybody wants to stop over and has a Rumble account, feel free to jump over. Thank you for stopping in on Rumble as well, Amon. Trill Will, how you doing? How's it going? It's after Cyber Weekend and it's a new gift. Yeah. Yes, Banquet is the new gifting event. We no longer have a gifting event. We have Banquet event. It was great last year, honestly. We started the channel. Gotcha will dust off the baby account for a few freebies. Yeah, there will be a ton of great things coming out of November and December for little accounts, let alone large accounts. I will guarantee you we will see Titan shards during Cyber Weekend and gifting and Banquet, and there will be quite a bit of growth. I can almost guarantee you we see materials for rank 3 and 6 stars or 7 stars for the first time. So I'm trying to grind as much units as well. Good luck on that, Trill. I'm pretty sure last year I was dead alliance, so I didn't get very much. Yeah, man. Make sure if you're in a solid alliance right now. You're gonna want to be in there and get yourself established as soon as possible, because these next few months, I started talking about it a couple months ago on the channel. 15K already for Amon, nice. But as soon as they announced it, I started talking about that August through December were going to be just absolutely banger times, but you were going to need to be in very active alliances to really get the full benefit of the next few months. Obviously, we've already seen it with the introduction to the Ascension Dust. I will tell you this much. 2 out of my 3 accounts got all the dust they needed to be able to ascend their 6 stars. My third one was in an inactive alliance in the middle of war season, and I did not bounce out because I wanted war rewards, and it cost me the last bit of dust I needed. So that account cannot ascend a 6 star as of yet. I'm now with Rizzo's Alliance because the past couple of months needed nice. Congratulations on that. It will be a big help. Join a trustworthy alliance. Please don't join shady alliances that kick people, and try to join an alliance before December starts. Otherwise, you will probably have a waiting period. Exactly. 7.5k units, not bad, Trill. That's a good solid start. That will help you Those crystals will be 300 units apiece. So just keep that in mind for when you are getting there. Good luck, Wolf, on your trip. Hope everything works out for you. Thank you, Tiny. Appreciate you stopping in, my friend. Hope everything's going well for you as well. Um, we are still a few days away from leaving for the trip and decided that, I didn't have enough on my plate, so why not take the time to grind for a champion before we go? Got to go. Be well all. Thank you, PP. Appreciate you stopping in. Have a great day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I hope you pull a God tier champion very soon. But catch me anytime. Like I said, the next couple of days we're going to be streaming quite a bit. I'm going to stream every time that I am in the arena for the next next 2 days, and try and pull off picking up Werewolf by Night. I do need to put my boosts back on after this fight because I just thought about the fact that they timed out already, and we did not run boosts whatsoever last night and still put up over 14 mil. So I think today we should be able to put up over 30 off of this round and easily put us 45 to 50 for the next round. I was worried about going into global to try and join some alliances when I switched. Yeah, I would never go into a global to look for an alliance, honestly. If you're ever looking for an alliance, I have several chats, both on Discord and line chat, where you can find some respectful alliances, as well as coming into any of our streams. Me, Rizzo, Kata, Didi, Triple Z. We're always helpful on helping people find connections with good people that are trustworthy, so you do not have to risk ending up in a bad alliance by any means. Definitely too much of a risk, and not worth the idea of getting that far into things and having somebody kick you or cheat you out of your rewards or anything like that. Definitely one of those things that I hate to see, because I have seen it happen to a lot of people. I am a big preponderant that, everybody needs to be active, everybody needs to be doing their part. But even with that being said, if I know somebody has earned certain rewards, I will not kick them until they get those, even if they do start screwing up. War season, banquet events, gifting events in the past, there have been a lot of people that I have let know that, hey, after the event's over, you're out. But and getting kicked, yeah. Nah, it's definitely one of those things. We have an amazing community, and most of the time the people in this community are overwhelmingly awesome and extremely helpful and really good people. That being said, it doesn't matter what community you are in, there's always going to be some bad situations, and don't want to see that happen to anybody ever. Some alliances are go dead out of nowhere, and that's not necessarily somebody being a bad person by any means. It's just my very first alliance I was ever in, I was in it for probably about 3-4 months when I first started the game, before one day I realized that there was nobody really active in the alliance, so I ended up switching. Yeah, no, 100%. I've heard great things out of Rizzo's alliance right now. So I wouldn't plan on switching anytime soon either. They got a pretty good group of people over there. I expect they'll all work together really well and put up some great numbers for the banquet event. So I think you're solid on that one. Like I said, I have two alliances. I am going to have to do some cleaning house after I get to Seattle, and figure out where everybody stands, because I do want to make sure that those guys that are in my alliances have as much opportunity as they can to get great rewards for banquet. I know I have some great guys in both alliances that are going to more than pull their weight. Um, and you know, I want to make sure that everybody else is at least trying. Right? As long as I earn mine, not expecting free handouts. Exactly. And that is one of the nice things about the banquet event. Um, if you don't hit milestones, you don't. It doesn't matter what the rest of the alliance does. You won't qualify for all the rewards. Um, so it is definitely one of those things that everybody needs to work together on. Which, why you wouldn't work together, I wouldn't know, because it's just amazing rewards. Um, I fully expect to see enough dust to ascend the next 6-star coming out of banquet event. Will not deny whatsoever that I 100% expect that we will also see um, the materials to rank 3 your first 7-star, unless you obviously finish 8.3, and then you will probably already have a rank 3 7-star. But also, like I said, I expect there's going to be a ton of opportunity for exactly that. You know, that's funny. So the guy I'm facing right now, his name in game is Just for Fun. I have been playing this game for 7.5 years, and a little over around 7.5. I don't know exactly. It's over 7 years at this point. um, and I do not. I swear, every time that I have grinded for milestones in the arena, um, over the years, like I said, I've never grinded for a champion before, but on many occasions have I come in just to grind for milestones and get as many units as I can and then kind of move on type thing. Um, I don't know how many times that I have encountered this guy in the arenas, and it's just kind of funny to see him um, still being active after all these years. And I don't think I've ever seen him in an alliance in all the years that I have been playing this game. I always see him in arena. Never has he ever been in an alliance in 7 years of grinding against this guy. Kind of funny, you know, the people that you see over the years. You know, even before I started the channel, definitely one of those things that you know, seeing certain people over the years in different chats, different live streams, and you know, now I see a lot of you in my streams, and that's really awesome. Um, but yeah, I mean, you know, it is one of those things. Just paying attention to how many people have spent years in this game and how much the love continues to exist. I did miss out on the cap event. I wasn't spending a bunch of units for Civil Warrior. So, yeah, no. Honestly, I completely and totally agree with you. The cap event was not worth Civil Warrior by any means. And We did spend some units because I had a few different things line up for that. Um, but I didn't even get Civil Warrior and had no intentions of doing so. Um, Not that I wouldn't like another 7-star in my collection, but considering what it was going to take to get him, it was by far not worth it. And at first I was like, okay, well, at least they do give some aspects to be able to do this, off of other things than just spending, because you could get points for doing Alliance Quest and I think War as well. Um, but then I looked at how little points you could get, and there was no way you were even getting the first milestone, let alone getting through it without spending. And that in itself was just beyond ridiculous on Kabam's part, as far as I'm concerned. And if you're going to give me a trophy champion, Civil Warrior is definitely not it. I mean, not that most of the trophy champions are that great. Thanos, surprisingly enough, is not a great champion. Kang is not a great champion. Obviously, Weapon X is. Jessica Jones is wonderful. But at the same time, like, no. I was even if I was at the point that I was at months ago, where I was able to really spend in game before things kind of took a turn. I don't know that I would have chased the cap event. Yeah, I almost quit a while back. Missed out on a free 7-star during the Legends event. So stupid. I missed the arena coin. Oh man, that sucks. I can understand the frustration on that one. Um, I wish more were like the banquet where you have to participate to earn certain rewards. I agree with that, Amon, 100%. I think they do alliances dirty sometimes, especially alliance leadership, because we have to get on people more often than not, and it is really easy for somebody to do bare minimum and really benefit off of everybody else's work. I think it would be nice if more milestones were based off of participation. Uh, it would mean that a lot of alliance leaders didn't have to get on people as much, and would not have to set minimums that were seemingly arbitrary. Um, so that would be something that I would really appreciate if Kabam did, but I don't see them doing it anytime soon. But after I joined Rizzo's alliance, it brought me back to the community. Such great, yeah. A good alliance can make a huge difference in this game. I know several people in both of my alliances that, when they joined up with me, were seriously considering quitting the game. And they have talked to me on repeated occasions about the fact that, being in my alliance with me has brought back a serious passion for the game, and has kept them more than just going. Actually has brought them to the point where they strive to be better. Which I take as a huge compliment, and I guarantee you Rizzo does as well. Because it is one of those things, we really do care about this community. Being an officer and a leader takes much work, man. It took away time from my arena grind, for almost dropped the game because I was an officer. Yeah, I can see that. I run 2 alliances right now, mind you. Both alliances are kind of being run by my officers at the moment. because I told everybody, hey, here's the way it's going to go. Uh, I cover for everybody all the time. With this move, I cannot be as on top of things as I want. Um, so you guys are just going to have to cover things for a minute. And for the most part, they've done great. There are a few things I am going to have to address when I get out to Seattle and can be active again. But for the most part, everybody has stepped up, and I really do appreciate that. If you've never been a leader or an officer, seriously appreciate them. It's a lot of work. Yeah, it is. It's if you guys don't understand what your officers and leaders have to do, take a few minutes and talk to some of them, especially your alliance leaders. Coordinating battle groups, getting chats set up, making sure that everybody has communication abilities, making sure that everybody is covered when they need to take time away, making sure that all game modes are started and set up properly, deciding what's coming. Hey, Exit, how's it going? Yeah, I don't know how some of all you do it with multiple accounts and officer stuff. Honestly, it's not easy. Um, you know, I talk about it all the time on the channel. A lot of people will call me a madman running 2 alliances, 3 accounts, the channel, working full time. It's even more reason why I am relocating out to Seattle is because with the pay cuts here, if I don't go out there and get myself to the point where I'm earning what I was earning, I would have to start working a lot more here, and it would cut into my ability to do everything for the game that I've been doing for the last several months. And I mean, I will again thank every one of you guys, not only for the 8 likes on the stream so far, but for the fact that we have nearly hit 825 subscribers on the channel. We have 3 members on the channel. We have so much growth going on, and I took a step away from the game about 2 years ago to try and focus on life stuff. And I'd much rather keep doing it this way than step away ever again. I can't do multiple accounts either. Thank you, Amon. Really appreciate with the officer work. Yeah. No, Exit, I get it. Trust me, multiple accounts are not easy to run by any means. Like I said, I had no intentions of running 3 accounts, but then as I finished up the last of the progression series, I wanted to decide something that I could do for the channel. So starting the 3rd account was a way to see what the original intention of it was how far could we get the account from the middle of July to the banquet event. Now, was I aware that it is as easy to grow an account these days as it is? No. Like I said, I have 2 accounts. I had 2 accounts when I started the newest one. And both of them have taken years to get to where they are at. That being said, the brand new account in 4 months has already, no, not even 4 months, 3 months. 3 months has already, no, 4 months. 3 months, yeah. Sorry. Has already pretty much caught up to the 2nd account. I hit Cavalier yesterday on the brand new account. So both my two smaller accounts are Cavalier, which will be great for the banquet event. And the second account runs the second alliance. This account, I run the main alliance in. It's really amazing. I just pulled 3 more 6 stars yesterday on the new account, and I mean, I think I'm over 26 stars on that account already in only 3 months' time. As a matter of fact, before I went live today, I took out the bosses for my battle groups on all 3 accounts. So I took down Scorpion 3 times this morning before I went live, on 3 different maps. But you know, it's definitely one of those things. Just seeing how much can be done. If you have anybody that you are even thinking about trying to convince to join the game, right now is a great time to do it. These last few months would have been even better, but these next couple months are definitely going to be phenomenal. And you can grow an account extremely fast. So if you have any friends, family, loved ones, girlfriends, boyfriends, aunts, uncles, whatever it is, your mama, that you want to get playing this game, first off, feel free to go check out the start of the new account. I have that on in videos, and we'll be doing some more updates very soon. Nathaniel walked home from school. That's nice. Congratulations, man. Hopefully on purpose and for good reason. Either way, I'm glad that you are home and that school went well, or at least I'm hoping that it did. But thank you for stopping in. I know that you messaged me earlier and said you were disappointed that you didn't make last night's stream. But like I said, we will have plenty of streams the next several days as we attempt to pull off grinding for Werewolf by Night. Speaking of attempting to grind for him, I should probably check where my boosts are at and see where we're going. Missed the live stream last night because I was no, it's fine, man. Like I said, I know you messaged me about it, and you know, it's one of those things. Trust me, it was a later stream than I would normally plan to do. We'll probably be doing one a little earlier tonight, but probably about the same time for the next round of attempting this arena. Last night, I figured out that it takes me about 4 hours to get through the full roster. So we got started probably not as early as I should have today, but early enough to guarantee that we could get everything done and still be able to take care of a few of the errands that I need to do this afternoon to wrap up some of the stuff that has to be in place before I take off for Seattle. So I have to go reach out to several things as soon as I get off the stream and get that taken care of. And then I also have to try and get a few hours in at work for my actual job so that I can put together a little bit more money for when I get there. because things are going to be a little tight for the first few months, especially since the living situation got changed, and I am not going to have the ability to move in where I was planning on moving in, and so I am going to have to live in a hotel for at least a month or two when I get out there, and it will affect a few things, as well as what I'm going to have to do about being able to stream. As soon as I get there, I will be getting my setup set up, and then turning around and doing tests left and right to find out if we'll be able to stream right away, or if I'm going to have to figure out some alternative options to make that possible. Um, but like I said, this is a huge adventure. It is going to be a great new chapter in my life and for the channel. So I'm really excited to get out there and get started, and figure out where we go. So, just shy of 21 mil. Obviously, we still have a very long ways to go here. Let's go ahead and get another boost going. We'll check those back in about another 10 minutes and get the next batch going as well. Obviously, we want to maximize the points as much as possible. I do have some champion boosts as well, and I will start using those once we get towards the end of this round of the roster. Like I said, first grind last night, I was able to put up just over 14 mil, and that was without boosting in any way, shape, or form, and obviously with having to get the multiplier built up. I will be completely and totally honest with you. I expected to lose the multiplier a few times by now. And the fact that we have continued to keep the win streak on this entire time has been beyond phenomenal. So, really happy about that and excited to continue to push as far as we... did you see Karate Mike's got 7-star strife? I did not. I have not been up on everybody's videos and live streams as of lately, but congratulations to him. Definitely a good champion to have on your 7-star roster. I will be back into getting into everybody's streams and checking out videos as much as possible. Partially on the road trip out to Seattle. Like I said, guys, if you're not subscribed to Dementia Dreaming, Triple Z, Rizzo, Cataclysm, or also Andrew the Rough, you know, these are all guys that I'm working with on different things at the moment, but along with obviously Mama Bear, Usafa, all these guys. But definitely at minimum, Kata, Rizzo, Triple Z, and Didi, because if they're live at certain points while I'm traveling, I know for a fact with Triple Z and Didi, I will be jumping into chats and jumping on a call while I'm on the road to Seattle, to kind of give the community an update on how things are going. I've already talked to both of them, and any time that I get a chance to do so, I will be doing that. Also, on top of that, I will be posting some pictures and some updates on the community page. Um, okay, so I will give you a couple hints on that because Dee Dee gave hints last night. First off, the first original hint that was given out for this week's game, it is not in the first 2 hours or the last 2 hours. That was the first hint that he gave out. Secondly, he did mention last night when he stopped into my stream, because we still do not have a winner, that starting next week, first off, the videos are no longer going to be 12 hours. He is going to be taking a 1 hour excerpt from each of our streams, and that will be, so they will be 6 hours now instead of 12. But he did also say as well that if you are still looking for it, the same hour that the last one was in is the same hour that it is in this video. So if you happen to know where the last one was found, look somewhere around the same amount of time into the video. I have a feeling I remember what hour it was in, but I don't want to misquote that, so I am not going to specifically say what hour that was. But it is definitely one of those things that, like I said, starting next week, he is going to reduce the length of the videos to make it easier on the community to find them. It is one of those things that everybody does have an opportunity, if you win, to pass the prize on to the next week. So if for some reason no one wins this week, it will probably just roll over into next week as if somebody had went ahead and paid it forward. So just keep that in mind as well. This is why I would never be able to get a 6-star from Arena. My 6-star roster is pretty low, like 16 to 17. Yeah, Ashi, thank you for stopping in, first off. But secondly, I've always kind of felt the same way, that I would never grind for a champion in the Arena. Had no intentions of doing it ever. But with the release of Werewolf by Night, there is no way that, as a streamer that goes by Wolf, that I cannot attempt to add this champion to my roster. So, in spite of the fact that I am moving to Seattle, Washington in 3 days, I decided to crazily decide that we will try and spend 2 of those trying to grind for the champion. It is going to take me 4 hours each stream to do so, or at least that's what it took last night to get through it, so I expect pretty close to similar today. And we are going to go ahead and attempt to pull this off. I am going to use every minute in between of cooldown to maximize getting as much stuff done as possible. I mean, dedicating 12 hours, like giving an extra day to a challenge. Yeah. How do you know how many hours you need? I basically, I know because I did the first 4 hours of this last night on stream. It took me 4 hours to get through 75 wins, which got me through my entire 7 and 6-star roster. I have heard mixed bags from a lot of different sources about what everybody thinks this champion is going to go for. I've heard from some people as low as 80 mil. I have heard as high as 150 mil. Um, I know what the cooldown timer is on 6 stars is 6 hours. I probably will not be on top of it every 6 hours by any means today, but I am going to try and be on it every 6 hours tomorrow. And we are going to get in at least one more grind on Sunday morning for the last push. My calculations right now puts me at about 120 to 130 mil, and we'll see if that's enough. They should add a leaderboard to make it easy, or bidding system. There is a leaderboard. You can see after the arenas are over how many points people put up, to at least to a certain point. And the community is always really good about putting out posts on where everybody finished. So yeah, I mean, a leaderboard would make things better in some ways, but I think it would also make it so that you would probably see the scores jump even higher, to be truthful with you. Because a lot of people, I'm going to keep spending shards on Cosmic Tech so that I can get Fanta, Ghost, and Herc. Definitely 3 champions that are worth spending the extra shards on. Definitely understand doing that. I did it with Mutant Skill for a long time, looking for Nick Fury before I got him. Cooldown is 6 stars is 6 hours and 55 minutes, and also High Wolf. Nice, thank you, XL Blade. Yeah, that's right. It's almost 7 hours. Again, guys, like I said, I've never done this before. I don't typically grind for champions. I had this planned for the week I got out to Seattle, and then timing was not correct on when this champion dropped, and so I won't be able to do round 2 whatsoever. Because that will be the 3 days that I am traveling to Seattle, and there is no way to grind and drive. Not even remotely thinking about that. So I figure, what the hell, we'll just go ahead and attempt to pull it off before I leave. If we get him, we get him. If we don't, we are definitely going to say we put in more effort into doing it than we have ever attempted before. And in the same process, like I said, we are trying to put up more points than Didi does as the second half of what we're trying to pull off here. Last I checked, I am behind him in points. I believe he is close. He was close to 30 million when he went out last night. I don't know if he has put up anything further since. Yeah, there is no legal way to play and drive. That is 100% true. At least not play and drive and do something like Arena. Now, can I auto fight some stuff while I'm driving out there? Yeah, there's definitely modes that I could do that with. Imagine a system where you could bid for certain champions. I think that would be an interesting addition to the game. I think they're kind of trying to do something similar to that with the addition of all the different types of crystals. Now that we have the incursion crystals, we have the loyalty store crystal, the Titan crystal, the basic pool. There are so many different sources that you can get crystals from now that the pools are completely different on each of them. So I think that is going to make it so that it is going to be a lot easier to target particular champions. But yeah, I can understand if you were able to go for a very specific champion in a way other than arena. Sir, do you know how fast you were driving? Nah, I'm grinding arena, bro. Yeah, I don't think the cops will accept that whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I think that would be a quick way to end my trip to Seattle. So we're not going to attempt that whatsoever. I will be fully honest. um, Still would be a great story, though. But not one I'm going to tell. There will be plenty of stories that come from the trip to get out there, but that will not be one of them. Grinded for OG Iron Man when he was in the feature recently and got him for 45.9 mil. Nice. I wish I could get Werewolf by Night for 45.9 mil. That would make this grind a whole lot easier. We would be able to do it in no time. I definitely would not be having to do as many streams over the next few days as I'm going to have to do to make this happen. But that being said, I knew what I was getting into before I decided to do it, and we are not backing off, and we are still going to push as much as possible. But I also understand a lot of people had OG Iron Man already, so that kind of helped. The Awakening Gem in the loyalty store is overpriced, but I'm still gonna say, yeah, I can understand that. It's definitely worth. I mean, it's a lot, but it's worth it in a way as well. Only way I would attempt to do that is if Hercules was in the arena. That will happen at some point. You know that, right? All right. I will tell you this much though. When Hercules hits the arena, those scores, even with as many people as have him, are going to be ridiculous. I will tell you this much though. Last year, Cyber Weekend, or no, it wasn't Cyber Weekend. It was Gwenpool Bobble Bobble. Is how I got my Hercules. As a matter of fact, I got Hercules and Infamous Iron Man both out of very specific crystals. The thing about Herc is you need to get him twice or dupe him to be remotely useful. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you definitely need to awaken him to have his full benefit, and the higher the sig, the better. But I almost guarantee you, even with that, if they put him in arena, people will still go nuts over it and put up ridiculous amounts of points to attempt to pull him. And I will not participate in that arena, first off, because I already have him. But a lot of people will, just getting him makes it a lot easier because you can, especially these days, Awakening Gems are so easy to come by that, having the champion is pretty much the biggest thing that you need. I mean, his damage is still there, but the immortality is insane. I have him as a 5-star, and it's taken me very far. Yeah, I've got him as a 5-star on the brand new account, and I ascended him as a 5-star on the brand new account, and he is massively carrying that account. Not that we don't have some great 6 stars over there that are doing some serious work as well, but 5 star, sadly enough, 5 star Hercules and 5 star Absman over on that account have done quite a bit of work for me. As a matter of fact, getting Cavalier yesterday, Hercules, I did almost all of it with. I used Apocalypse and Kitty a bit. I have Kitty as a 5 star as well, and Apocalypse as a 6 star, but Herc did most of the work. I try not to let Herc do most of the work on any of the other accounts, but trying to make sure that we had Cavalier in place so that we could make sure that we wrapped up the last bit of what we've been trying for before we leave Iowa. Like I said, this arena grind will be the next couple days. Sunday night stream will be a goodbye to Iowa stream. We're gonna crank up some music, listen to some songs that normally I wouldn't be able to play on the channel because it's copyrighted music. But at the same time, we're just gonna have a good time and not worry about anything. As a matter of fact, we won't even leave that stream live after it ends. So that won't even be available to see on the channel afterwards. So it is literally just my last goodbye to Iowa, and I want to have a good time before we do. And we are going to do Shooting Stars Quest. I will probably pull video out of that stream to put out as a video itself later on. But we're going to have a great time Sunday night. I'm really excited for it. He was my first 4-star and got awakened from the candy event. He carried me through the collector fight. Nice. I just realized Tigra is #hero. Yes, she's actually an Avenger. In the comics. So, yeah, she is very much so a hero. As a matter of fact, if you have access to Disney Plus, there is a animated series on there called Avengers United. It was late 90s, early 2000s when it came out. Yeah, we'll probably do some friendlies on Sunday after we get done with Shooting Star as well. Definitely gonna do quite a bit of different things that night. Really excited to just kind of hang out with everybody and celebrate the end of this chapter. So, we can do 3-star friendlies. I can do that. I can throw some 3-star friendlies throughout the night. What we may do just as kind of a fun little thing is actually no, we can't do friendlies. I just thought about that. Battlegrounds is down. Battlegrounds is down for another week and a half, I think. As a matter of fact, Battlegrounds rewards should be out today. I wouldn't be surprised if they're not out by the end of the stream. Which, by the way, guys, another thing, if you aren't aware, Kabam is at New York Comic Con today, and they are making an announcement about a brand new champion coming to the game, similar to Aegon, where they are... they just got a release. Good. Okay. Obviously, I've been in the arena the whole time, so I haven't looked. But I will be doing some things with those rewards soon. They come back on Wednesday. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because we got Battleground Brawl next weekend. Um, Probably the shortest off season we've had. But yeah, we won't have Battlegrounds available for Sunday, so I can't do friendlies Sunday. Uh, but as soon as I get back to live streaming in Seattle, I will definitely do friendlies with people. It's been a while since we've done it, but we will set up some time period to do that as well. As that will be another one of those things that will also be coming very soon after I get out there and get things established and am sure how things are working. Um, I will be doing 3 Battlegrounds tournaments. Yes, 8.3 drops on Wednesday as well. Um, I'm going to be starting my push through Act 8 after I get out to Seattle. I have not started Act 8 yet myself. Um, but with what they announced for the rewards for Act 8.3, it's going to be stupid not to go for them. There won't be a lot of 8.3 streams because people are leaving for the meetup. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of things going on these next couple weeks. I know quite a few people are going to be in Vancouver, but there are going to be quite a few of us that were hoping to be there that are not going to be there as well. Myself and Dementia Dreaming are 2 of the ones that were trying to be there, and life events as well as complications with the government have detoured both of us from being able to get there. I know he ran into some things with trying to get his passport and everything in place in time, and because of all the problems with the timing of things, I wasn't able to get mine in place early enough either. So now, mind you, Dee and I have already talked about it. Obviously, like this week, Kabam is in New York for Comic-Con. Like I said, they're going to be doing an announcement today. If they're not in the middle of that already, I forget what time that's supposed to go. What time that announcement was supposed to be. But and then we've got Battleground Brawl next weekend. So these are just a few things, and these, you know, before the worldwide illness, there were several other events similar to these that Kabam was at and stuff. So Dee and I have already talked about it, and we know it's going to take a little longer to get paperwork in place to be able to, you know, travel to things. So since we are missing this meetup, we are trying to figure out what one in the future we can make sure that we go for. It's at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard today for the announcement from New York Comic Con. Thank you, Blade. I appreciate that. Like I said, with everything going on, I forgot to check the time myself, and my brain is just not active enough to remember the exact time when I read it several days ago. So I appreciate you confirming that. I am really looking forward to finding out what this new champion's going to be. Aegon was a phenomenal champion when he was released, and if they do even half as good as they did with him, it will be an interesting thing to do. Do you know where they are going to stream it? YouTube and Twitch, as far as I know for sure it's going to be on YouTube, but I do believe it's going to be on Twitch as well. They tend to do everything on both, um, and Twitch is their main one. But I do believe it is still going to be on YouTube as well, like normal. As a matter of fact, I do believe the in-game announcement actually listed YouTube in it. So 23 million so far. We still have a ways to go. We are at a 118 streak. Um, this stream will put us at 150 if we make it through without losing the streak whatsoever. So we still have 32 rounds, including this one, left to go to get through the full roster. And then we will, like I said, I will be doing one more grind again tonight and at least 3 tomorrow. And then one on Sunday morning as well to try and get as many points as possible to pick this up. YT user, how's it going, my friend? Appreciate you stopping in. We are 2 hours into what I expect to be another 4-hour stream right now to get the second round of points put up towards Werewolf by Night. And we got quite a bit to go. But as soon as I get through the entire 6-star roster, then we step away, and it's Friday, so I might be awake for tonight's stream. Nice, Nate. I appreciate it, man. If you're able to make it, feel free to stop in. I know not everybody's used to me streaming at that time of night, and definitely not used to me streaming several times a day. I made another thumbnail today just for fun. Awesome. I'm guessing that's probably the message I just got. I like that one. That's really cool, man. That is really awesome, man. That looks really sweet. Your thumbnails are always just absolutely amazing, YT. Someone I've never met in school today called me Natty. This is some weird data. Yeah, YT, I'm always impressed with the stuff you put together, man. It's absolutely gorgeous. You are an extremely talented individual. Glitch in the Matrix. Yeah, those happen every once in a while. Occasionally you gotta break the Matrix and break out of the mold that the masterminds have programmed for you, and just kind of neo a few things. But just pay attention to those glitches and find out where you can take your advantages. That's why we are doing crazy things like trying to grind for a champion that I am going to have a long shot on pulling off days before I move all the way across the country. Nova is a really underrated champion. Yeah, I agree. I know he's a pain in my butt most of the time. And he's really great for Battlegrounds defense, in my opinion. And if you're good with him, he is an amazing champion on offense. I think just there's so many other champions out there, especially in the Cosmic class. He's one that gets slept on quite a bit. Suida convinced him to rank up Strife. Low-key regret it. I see. That's one of those things. I've never done a tier list on the channel, and probably do not intend on doing one for a while. There are champions that I talk about because I do really love them, but for years as an alliance leader, I've had people come to me and go, "Who should I rank up? Who should I rank up?" Um, and I'll give opinions on certain champions. I will tell you that, hey, I think these ones are good options to go with. They will do quite a bit of work for you, type of advice. But at the end of the day, the best advice that I always try to give is exactly this. I don't care who enjoys what champion. I don't care what tier list says this champion is a god tier and this one is a meme tier. If you enjoy the champion and you're good with them, they're worth leveling up. If you suck with the champion and you cannot necessarily get their rotation down well, don't do it. Yeah, Havoc's great for Battlegrounds defense as well. I agree. I think there's some great members of our community out there um, that prove exactly that. I know Mikey21 is a great example. He does some great work with Daredevil Hell's Kitchen, and that's not a champion at the top of anybody's god tier list. I know there's a member of our community out there who ranked 5 Groot, which would not be at the top of most people's lists by any means. But if you're able to do the work with them and you're cranking out content with them, then they're the champion to go with. Trying to decide exactly when I start using my champion boosts. I think we'll probably look at it when we hit about 130, 140. I have a 3 to 4 mutant gem. I might use it on Havoc. Not a bad choice. I think there are quite a few out there that could use it a little more, but if you're just going to use him for defense, I don't know that I would do that. Yeah, Swedish shows some love to some underrated champions. Like I said, Mikey is another great member of the community who shows a lot of love to underrated champions. If I would have had the channel years ago, you guys would have seen me playing the crap out of Loki long before anybody saw any value in him. He was my first Awakened 5-star and my first Sig 200 5-star. And between his unblockable special 2, his power steel, or not power steel, but buff steel off the SP1, and then the Heimdall synergy, I fell in love with what I could do with him. Gerald, nice to see you. Loving the Morbin time. I know you were extremely hyped for Morbius for months, and happy as could be when you found out he was coming to the game. So I am glad that you are enjoying the champion. I have fought with him a whole whopping twice so far, so have not used him enough to really have an opinion yet. No way this guy brought Kang into the arena. I know, actually, that's very well a thing. I've already used Kang in the arena twice. Because he's one of my 6-stars. So yeah, it's definitely a thing. If you're gonna, if you're really going for the hardcore grind on a champion, Doesn't matter how good or bad a champion is, you bring the whole roster. I mean, that being said, not this stream, but at least a couple of the streams tomorrow will probably dip into the 5-star roster even. I made a testing video on him. Yeah, I saw the post on that, Gerald. I don't have him, but I'm sure he's fun. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely, especially after level up comes around and I get a chance to push him up, gonna need to work with him a bit and see how good Morbius really is. Um, Obviously, I have the 7-star already, and happy to do so, um, because, well, he actually gave me a full set for this grind. Man, I didn't care. Leveled him up. I just leveled him up regardless. Yeah, no, I can get that. I know how excited. Like I said, I know how we talked about it for weeks, months ago. How excited you were for that champion. So I'm not surprised whatsoever that didn't care that level up was anything else. Black Panther Infinity could have been so much better. Yeah, there's a lot of champions in this game that really could have been better. I've been talking about that for a while, and I get it to a point that you can't. Yeah, Civil War, not Infinity War. Um, but basically, Black Panther MCU. um, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I think there are some champions in the game that really should be a lot better than they are, and he should have been Tech. Um, I kind of mix on that because yeah, I understand where you're coming from as far as him being a Tech champion, but I also understand too why he is a skill champion. Um, because yes, the armor does is tech based, and it does play a factor into things, but um, it's the same way that like if you look at somebody like um, Captain America, he could easily be a skill champion in spite the fact that his strength and stuff is science based. Um, there's a lot of champions in this game that I think could go multiple ways and probably should. I think one of the things that I understand why Kabam didn't do it again after Karnak, but I think there are several champions in this game that you could have really easily um, multi-classed, and I think that would have added an interesting aspect, especially if they would have done Karnak in a way that it would have worked. I mean, eventually we'll probably get Forge in the game. There's another great example of a champion that, he's going to come into the game as a mutant, but he could easily fall into the TAC category. Quicksilver. The fact that they made him science, I will always say he should have been mutant. I understand the whole MCU philosophy of him, but he's been a mutant in the comics since the beginning. Karnak is the first champion who takes Cosmic and Skill Catalyst. Yes, he's also I believe, the only champion that actually takes two types of catalysts. Um, which the fact that they only did that with one champion and then turned around and never did it again, is a mixed bag. I kind of understand it, like I said, from the perspective that it's a pain on the community trying to come up with multiple classes of catalysts for a single champion. But I also do think that it is a mixed bag on the fact that they missed out on the potential that some of these champions are not limited to one class. It would be cool if you could switch between classes. I could see that. Jason Rushing, nice to see you. How's it going? What's up, Wolf? Been lurking a while, taking a break, claiming Battlegrounds rewards now. Nice. Hopefully you did well, and you are going to be getting some great things out of those Battleground rewards. Again, like I said, I won't be doing an opening on anything to do with them until 2 Mondays from now. We didn't do a crystal opening this last Monday because honestly I didn't have a lot, and on top of that I've been really overwhelmed with stuff, trying to get everything in place for the move. And we won't be able to do one this Monday because I'm leaving at 8 a.m. to start the trip, and there's no way I will have time to do that opening before I leave. Especially not with the live stream Sunday night and trying to grind out this arena between now and then. So 2 Mondays from now, we will be doing a huge, probably one of the biggest crystal openings we've done in quite a while, because we will have 3 weeks worth of crystals and Battlegrounds rewards, everything else. So really happy to do that. Yep, the only champion I was surprised, Unstoppable Colossus doesn't use Mystic Mutant cows because he uses Mystic. Yeah, that's another one that really could have went dual class if they would have taken advantage of it, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't. Unstoppable Colossus should have been an insane champion. Colossus and Jugs are both. Yeah, that's again another one they fell short on. Like, you've got two at least demigod champions, if not better, and then you combine them into a single champion, and he's meh, to say the least. But it is what it is. I literally just woke up and felt to watch. I completely forgot about dropping likes, so I did. No problem, Gerald. I appreciate you stopping in over on the Rumble as well. It definitely helps getting the support on both Rumble and YouTube for anybody who has an account on both. Feel free to jump into chat on either one. Also, dropping the like button, which, by the way, 17 likes on the stream already. I do appreciate that, guys. I want to thank everybody who has had the time to stop in today. And anybody who has time to stop in, like I said, I will be live at least one more time today. And the plan is to go live 3 times tomorrow and twice on Sunday, and then we hit the road. I will be doing updates from the road on the community page, as well as doing a couple call-ins with some of the other streamers that I work with. Definitely going to get a hold of Triple Z and Dee if they're live at any point that I can safely be on call. I probably shouldn't have spent $800K on 5-star Unstoppable Colossus now that the store has... yeah, see, I know a lot of people that ended up in exactly that boat where they're like, I spent a ton of loyalty, just to have the loyalty store get buffed and end up so much better. But you know, you can't look at it that way because you never know what Kabam's going to do. So if you constantly set on everything until they improve something, you may miss out on making things better for yourself in the long run. And sometimes, especially like right now, um, you know, just having the champions available to me makes it so that I can't even discuss doing this grind. Triple Z just mentioned you. Nice to see you stopping into the house. I appreciate the like. Um, but yeah, I was just talking about the fact that, you know, I'm going to give updates while I'm on the road in multiple different ways, including if you happen to be live at any point in time, stopping into your stream to hang out and jump on call and say hi to everybody. By the way, guys, if there's anybody here who has not subscribed to Triple Z, we are pushing this man to 500 subscribers before December. He has some big things planned for that, and I really would appreciate you guys helping me do so. Um, he should have been over 500 a long time ago, but it is time to get him there. Thanks for the the thing that pissed me off the most was July and June this year. Last year, tons of people got ridiculous amounts of loyalty. Kabam let them keep it. Yeah, no, there's times where Kabam does things and, you know, like punishes the crap out of the community, and then there's times where they just let things slide that you're like, how is that acceptable? And then there's times where they just get a little too greedy, like they did with 4th of July this year. Um, you're welcome for the compliment, G. Yes, gifting event exploit. Yeah, luckily enough, I think last year went a little better with the banquet event. It didn't get exploited nearly as much. Um, Hopefully this year is another a little. They improve it even better. Um, but Trip, do me a favor and drop your link for me if you can, man. I know that you're just getting back home, and everything, but like I said, man, I really want to help you get there. You deserve overwhelmingly to be over that 500 mark. The second 3,100 unit offer was offered. It was ridiculous. Yeah. The fact that it got to the point where you could spend $3,000 to up your account for 4th of July was going too far. Again, I know most of you are already, and we appreciate that overwhelmingly. But for anybody who has not, Triple Z just dropped his link there. Please jump over and give the man a sub. Um, he's been doing some really cool things on his channel lately. If you guys have not checked out the Great and Illustrious Moon, please make sure that you. I'm traveling home now. A few more hours till I get there. No problem, man. Please be safe on your way. But like I said, if you guys have not checked out Moon, uh, Moon definitely has some fun playing with Triple Z's account and screwing with him. And they are very entertaining videos to watch. As you all know, me, Triple Z, Kata, Rizzo, um, Dee Dee and Andrew the Rough are all working on several projects together right now. So, no, I have not collected my daily from the MCOC store yet. I will be doing that soon. I've been kind of slacking on that, to be truthful with you. Too much going on, but I need to start doing that on a regular basis. Um, and Nathaniel, considering I caught the message before you deleted it, I got Jessica Jones from the Gwenpool Bubble Bobble event. As a matter of fact, one of the largest videos on my channel is me buying out the entire Gwenpool Bubble Bobble store, which is how I got Jessica Jones. Triple Z has been great content creator ever since I found him before 300 subs. Yes, man, he puts out great stuff. I got lucky with Jessica Jones, got her from Banquet. Yeah, I think Banquet, if I remember right, is how I got Weapon X, actually. I have nearly every trophy champion at this point. I would like her as a champion. Pretty sure she's worth like 14 units. Yeah, she's actually pretty good, to be truthful with you. As far as trophy champions goes, she is definitely a great one. Yeah, I haven't been able to catch many of Gerald's videos lately, but I have been seeing a few good things coming out of him. Um, I know each and every one of us has been doing quite a bit to improve. I'm probably the biggest slacker right now, but that's only because I have hardly had time to do anything as of late. um, but we're definitely going to be stepping up quite a bit as soon as we get to Seattle, and we're going to be it's going to be grind all the time out there. Um, Slowly becoming on Rizzo's level of editing. I mean, that's a great goal to work towards. Um, Rizzo, I don't know how many of you guys saw it. I have every trophy champion as a 6-star except for OG Vision. I'm not gonna thinking of him. He's overrated. Okay, outdated. Sorry. Um, I'm really excited for the alternative versions of the champs. Yeah, that I am really excited for too myself. And the whole way of getting them it sounds really interesting in itself. Um, really excited for those to get dropped soon. Some of the past few vids been uploaded are like 1 to 3 a.m. So sorry. Man, you do realize that you can set a timer. You can upload them at 3 a.m., but then turn around and have them scheduled to drop later in the day. Um, so don't always like drop your. Just because you uploaded at 3 a.m. does not mean it has to hit the channel at 3 a.m. So target your audience time a little better on that, man. It'll help you. I'm gonna head out. I'll try and tune in for the Sunday stream. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate it. I just hope Kabam doesn't make it pay to get. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see a lot of the details on that. Um, that's true. I keep forgetting that exists. Yeah, man, no problem. That's why we're here. G, is to talk about, um, ways to help one another, tips and tricks to make things better, not only in the game but also for those of us who are content creators, um, just staying on top of things. So never shy away from reaching out to any of us that have been doing this a little bit longer than you. You got a lot of potential. Um, so if we can help, feel free to ask questions, and we will always remind things. I all my videos, none of them drop at the time that I publish them. They are all scheduled for at least an hour to 2 hours after I put them on the channel, just because it gives it extra time to make sure that it processes as much as possible so that I get as high a quality as possible. I did schedule a vid for 1 hour and 20 minutes from now. Nice, congratulations. If I get a chance, I'll check it out. Like I said, these next few days are going to be hectic as all get out. Um, but I always try and support everybody else as much as possible. 18 million in featured arena. I think I'm going to work on basic now. Nice, man. Obviously, you're not going for the champion, just going for the milestones. But 18 million is definitely solid, bro. I wouldn't mind picking up the milestones in both arenas. Probably going to be something I get back to doing again in the future. But for now, if I go over and work on the basic arena whatsoever, I will sacrifice the champion for sure. So we are sticking directly only for Werewolf by Night, and because that's the whole point of this, is to get him. We are coming quite a ways along on this. We are 2.5 hours in, and we have 20 rounds left. A little under 20 rounds left to be able to finish the full 6-star roster this time. So it is going a little faster than it did last time. When I'm not grinding for featured, I always go for 1 to 5% in the basic and featured, and 1.5 mil in the 4-star. That's a solid plan, bro. I need to get back to doing something like that myself. Just because it's a great way, especially if you want a free to play on this game. It's a great way to grow an account. How much time do I got left on? Let's get the... Trying to remember to get my boost rotations in. 1K units a week, excluding battle chips. Yeah, I know BG and Rich used to put out calculations on that stuff all the time. And definitely worth it. I mean, I've watched BG be free to play for, outside of when he does the new account challenges, free to play for the entire time I've been watching his channel. I know Rich went free to play a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, I think. Obviously, we had to step away from spending on the account a while ago. I pretty much only get the sigil and the monthly unit deal, and obviously we got the platinum track. But outside of that, like giving up the daily cards and all that type of stuff, it's definitely been a real change on what we could do on the account. But it is one of those things that, especially once I get out to Seattle and we're getting videos out on a regular basis and everything else, It'll be a great way to really feature champions and things in different scenarios, as well as making sure that I am prepared for things like the banquet event. So we will probably start grinding a whole lot more arena. Gonna become one of them guys. No, it's so close. I thought I had that. I think he's coming up on 2 years this December. Yeah, I think so too, if I remember right. Lord Shadow does arena calculations also. Yeah, I haven't seen his, but I get it. The daily card this month was trash, anyways. Um, yeah, I kind of looked over the deals this month, and kind of just let them go. Like I said, we have not spent outside of the sigil and the uh, daily unit card and the platinum track since 4th of July deals. Uh, First off, I spent way too much on 4th of July because I spent $200 more than what I was planning on. But secondly, that's when a lot of things started really taking a hard turn for my finances, and I couldn't afford to keep it up. So guys, we got about 18 more rounds that I need to do to finish out the roster. Um, but that being said, I need a break for a second. So give me just a moment. I will be right back, and we will finish out this grind. I think Kabam made a mistake with 4 of the July. I think people are burnt out on spending, and a lot of people are happy with Cap's commissary. Oh, not happy with. Yeah. Cap's commissary was probably the biggest miss that they've done. 100%. But we'll talk about this a little bit more here in just a second. Like I said, I need to get some more tea and run to the bathroom real quick. And then we're going to get these last 18 rounds out of the way so that I can continue on and get to the rest of the stuff I need to do today. But give me just one moment, guys, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, sorry about that, but there was absolutely no way we were going to do another 60 plus fights without draining the main vein and stretching it a little bit. So, but yeah, like I said, we got about 60 fights left to go in this particular grind. We are grinding it down as much as possible. Actually starting to use some of my boost here. Definitely going to need to save a few for the higher end champions as well, but trying to push up the score as much as possible. Definitely something big that I'm working for. But Amon, I 100% agree. I started to say it before I jumped away for a second. July really burnt a lot of people. Even those of us who were spenders during it. I know there was a lot of emotions in the community. Watch BG's video, how emotional he was about the amount of spending that they put into place for 4th of July. And then they came back really strong with some really good free events, the Platinum Track, several different things with the Legends event, things like that. Came on really strong, and then they turned around and did the Caps commissary. And it took the high note that they were starting to come back on and undid it a bit. I don't think it's damaged the community greatly, but I do think that it was probably one of the biggest misses that Kabam has had. All in all, 4th of July still, it was one of those things. There were still plenty of people who spent, and a lot of people that took advantage for their accounts. But I don't know a lot of people that even bothered with Cap's commissary event. It just wasn't worth it. I think they really shot themselves in the foot on Cap's commissary. I think they would have been better if they didn't make it Cap's commissary. Yeah. I think they could have literally not done the event whatsoever and been better. But dropping it the way they did, putting the amount of spend level on it that they did, it it just was very poor timing. It was not reading the community whatsoever. They had a lot of goodwill with the buffs that they were doing with the rewards, and then Cap's comment. Yeah. I think they misread the community massively on that event. They were starting to undo some of the damage they did with 4th of July, and then they definitely dropped some lemons into people's mouths and brought back some of the bad feelings that were already in place. Cap's commissary was literal hell, not free to play friendly, just whale. Yeah, it was. It was an all out whale event, and nobody was in the mood to whale, honestly. Especially not for Civil Warrior. And I don't know, even if they would have put a better champion in there, that it would have really hit any better. They didn't put anything really good in place. If they would have done something closer to Spring Clean, would have been wonderful. But it wasn't there. And then the issue with wording on the message. Oh yeah, that was. I mean, let's get honest here, guys. I have 2 degrees and 2 certificates in marketing. We know we are we know that we are the product. We know that we are, they they don't make any qualms about how much they make off of us. That being said, having that slip out and be publicly dropped and then trying to play it off, especially while they already were not in a place of goodwill, was really bad. And from a corporate standing, I'm guessing somebody's head rolled on that one. It also brought a lot of ugliness in AQ. People were taking other people's pass so they can secure more points. Yeah. Oh, not that messy. Okay, I get it. Never mind. I was thinking the other one. But yeah, I mean, that's the other thing is there's been so many things this last couple months where we're used to the idea that there's always going to be bugs in the game, that Kabam is never going to prioritize fixing the things that they should fix if it's pro Kabam. But there has definitely been some massive screw ups in the last couple of months. Um, there's been some good wins. I won't deny that. One said you could trade in gold, and then Kabam said it should have said units, not gold. Yeah. Yeah. That. I guess I must have missed that. Like I said, there's been so much these last few months. Um, but I don't know. I know that people will be feeling better by the time we get to Cyber Weekend and Banquet, unless they completely and totally pull 4th of July again, which I'm hoping they don't go to that level by any means. I don't want to see it. But also, on top of that, you really have to gauge the idea of where the world is right now and understanding. Like, I was actually just talking to a friend of mine last night about the fact that I'm expecting this Black Friday, from a sales perspective, not just in game, but actually out in the world, to be, I worked in sales most of my life. And I'm expecting this Black Friday to probably be one of the worst Black Fridays that companies have ever seen. People are hurting right now. A lot of people are in bad positions, and people are just not going to be able to spend the way they have in past years. Hey, man, I hope that what comes out of Cyber Weekend does not cause you to step away in any way, shape, or form. I can understand where you feel that way and where you've kind of gauged that decision at. Um, but I do hope that they do not do anything that drives yourself or anybody else away from the community. I'm so scared for Cyber Weekend. I want to know how it will be like. Um, Amon getting booted in DD's alliance. Um, yeah, I mean it. I know I talked to Dee a while back ago. Not that I was planning on necessarily stepping away from my alliance, but I was talking about if I ever did, what it would be like to try and compete in an alliance like you guys's. And he was talking about the minimum account requirements. And I'm guessing if Cyber Weekend is anywhere close to what 4th of July was, a lot of those alliances that already have high level requirements on it is going to get ridiculously worse. And it's going to be really hard to compete at if you want to be a top tier alliance by any means, Like, it's going to be almost impossible for a free to play player to do it. And I hope they don't push it at that point. I've been playing a few other games now that have been fun and no pay to win, no grind. This game brings out the worst in me. Always feel like I have to push for the best. I can understand that. And if it's getting to that point where you're not feeling the fun and instead feeling like you always have to do something that you're not comfortable with, I can understand making a decision. Gerson, nice to see you. Good to see you're killing it with the grind. You're already near 3 million. How many points are you aiming for total? So I kind of did the calculations on how many rounds I'm definitely sure I can do. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to be about 120, maybe 125 mil. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I have not tapped into the 5-star roster as of yet. The first grind I did last night did just the 6 and 7-star roster. The same thing's going to happen for this grind right now. But tomorrow when I grind, I will definitely be adding the 5 stars into the roster and seeing if I can push it to closer to 130, maybe 140. But I also have been advised that if I drop too far into the 5-star roster is when I will trigger the death matches. So kind of trying to be careful as far as that goes as well. God, I need to play Kate more often. That is going to be one of the more things I've forgotten about spending so much time in the arena is I forget how much more fun it is to finally try out champions that I don't play nearly enough. And I normally struggle big time against Thing, and Kate Bishop just made him look like a chump. I need to get I need to get on top of playing her a bit more. And figuring out her full rotation, because without knowing what I'm doing, making Thing look like a chump like that is definitely encouraging. So I've already taken a 2-year break from the game before and was quite happy, but I'll see what happens going forward. Yeah, I can understand that. If I go casual, I'll probably stop doing AQ and War and or just minimum for that, and I'll probably drop to Arena. Yeah, I can understand that too. Like I said, I stepped away. I ran for governor of Iowa, and couldn't. There was no. I did not mean to do that. That sucks. I meant to save that for Nick Fury. Um, but yeah, I basically I logged in. I stepped away from my alliance, which I felt bad for because they did not make it much longer after I stepped away. But turned around and just basically, some days I barely logged in long enough to collect my dailies, and other days, it was just whatever I could find time to do. Um, and I definitely missed the alliance aspect of things. So when I did decide to come back, and they eventually decided to run the start the channel and everything, it was great being back part of the community, which is I think the part that we all miss the most. It's not necessarily the constant grind of this game. It's the amazing people that we all get to know and stuff. Um, and I know that 100%. just from all the different alliances I've ran over the years, all the people that I still talk to this day, and still consider friends. Um, Not to mention the amazing guys I have in my alliance these days, in both of my alliances. And then, now the channel. Dee Dee and I have become amazing friends because of this game. There's so much of it that the community is honestly a lot bigger than the game by far. Um, but, like I said, I was trying to do something even bigger for a moment to try and make things better for a lot of people. Um, and I can at least say that I tried. Did it work out the way I wanted it to? No. But I did give some people a voice that didn't have one, which I'm always really happy to do. Kate kills if she has so many great options. Most people go with the cold snap arrow, but that cow trip arrow also. Yeah, I saw the cow trip arrow. I haven't used it extensively yet. Like I said, I haven't used her extensively. All I know with Kate is get to SP1 and get the opponent in the corner, parry, and hold heavy. Okay, nice to know. Also works great. Um, Battlegrounds rewards are out. Yeah, I heard that a little bit ago. I just haven't jumped out of arena to go get them, and I won't until the end of stream. Yes, I did. I ran for governor of Iowa in 2022. Um, I so some people have heard me talk about before that I lost everything in a fire several years ago. Um, and I ended up homeless for a while. And lost my business, lost my home, lost nearly everything I owned, and really went through a bad time period. Um, after how I got out of it was getting into some assistance programs, getting into therapy, and a few other things that helped me get on my feet. Um, then, just as I was starting to really come back from things, the worldwide illness hit. And they canceled a lot of the programs that I was part of. And it was at a time period they were needed more so than ever before. And it was more than I could take to see. I, luckily enough, didn't falter at that point in time. As a matter of fact, I started working for the company that I'm still working for to this day, and started making some good money, and was actually starting to get things going. But just days after I started there, I hit a pothole and bent the rim of my car, and it was a very expensive fix. Even getting it fixed the way I got it fixed was extremely expensive, but actually to full on replace it, if I had done it that way, would have beyond broke me. And I really took a moment and thought about how hard that was for myself. And then I thought about how many other people were in a similar situation, and how many of them ended up in a lot worse situation when all of this fell apart. And I said, it's too much. It is by far too much. It's not acceptable for people to be getting forgotten the way they were. And I started looking at a lot of the other things that I had seen go on. I had an amazing woman in my life who I loved greatly, um, who thought herself a complete moron because she didn't understand things the way they were taught most of her life, and everybody told her she was dumb, and she was not. My son was very similar. Um, and I understood it a little better because of the time period I spent in college where they finally started talking to me about different learning styles. I was in my 30s before anybody talked to me about different learning styles. And I looked at that as another massive failure of our system. The fact that, people were being told they were dumb because they weren't being taught the way they learned. And just watched just watching all the ways that the system was failing people. And I said, I know it's a long shot. I know I don't have the money to do it, but maybe I can get the people behind me enough to do it. So I put together an education plan that would actually allow for people to learn in their own learning style, as well as um, address a lot of the people that had been left behind years before, and the people that were going to be being left behind with a lot of the changes that are coming in the next several years. I started putting together a program to address the homeless issues, um, and started addressing a lot of the different things that needed to be done to make Iowa the state that it once was. Um, and I went out and I started talking to the community, and I got some support. I won't deny that. Um, but in the midst of doing so, the legislature here turned around and passed new requirements to even get on the ballot, and made it a lot harder to do so. And I just couldn't accomplish what I was trying to do. But I did get a chance to talk to a lot of people that didn't have a voice before I talked to them, and for the first time felt like somebody had listened to them, which was an amazing honor. I got a chance to really meet some people and kind of spread the word on the idea of making things better, which again was really great. Uh, doesn't have to be in that. Okay. Oh, damn, that sucks. Sorry. Yep. We're glad to have you all still alive, being healthy and strong here today. Yeah, I mean that's the next part of this is, not the channel is just my next way of spreading my voice further, so that I can talk about some of these issues that I see, some of the ways that I know this world needs to change. Um, I knew a resilient that just opened up a restaurant that just opened up just before the illness hit, and they had stayed shut down. Yeah, a lot of people lost things during that time. Um, I'm talking about everything under the sun to start right now. I'm actually talking about the time period that I spent running for governor. Yeah, teachers don't care or don't get paid enough to care. So my education plan, not that, it's what we talk about on here by any means, but it is definitely like, so what I wanted to do is put wind turbines, solar panels, and aquaponics farms in every school in Iowa, um, so that we could not only implement new programs into the school to help special needs children that are getting left behind massively, and I know that well because I was a respite worker for several special needs children and an advocate for a particular child of a friend of mine, who I watched the system completely fail. Um, but also on top of that, so that we could, instead of just having a single learning style available for children, could also have all three kinetic, auditory, and visual learning styles available in for every child. Not to mention, on top of that, by having the aquaponics farms, the wind turbines, and the solar panels in there, we would be able to have kinetic learning opportunities with each of those that would provide children with lifelong skills that they could use either for career purposes or self sufficiency purposes after graduation, because they would be working on those from elementary all the way through high school. Not to mention, on top of that, I had found a school district in Arkansas that put just solar panels, not the aquaponic farm or the wind turbines, in to their schools, and had raised teacher salaries by over $30,000 a year, which would have, been a huge benefit to, paying our teachers more. Happy Friday the 13th, by the way. I low key forgot since yes, it is Friday the 13th. Um, but, I started looking at these things. How could we implement more programs into schools? How could we pay teachers better? How could we make sure that students had every opportunity to learn the way that they, be taught the way that they learned? Um, I also, there's several programs around Iowa that I know of. Job Corps, the CAP program, um, Project Iowa. Um, there's a few programs through the YMCA. All of these programs are amazing programs, but separately they all fall short of taking care of people who the system has already left behind. And I wanted to take some of the best aspects of each of them and combine them to provide people transitioning work skills, um, teach people not only just the way they learn, but also start doing things like teaching people personal finance, something that nobody taught me in school. Teaching people about mental health, something that we ignore far too much. Teaching people life skills. You know, um, I remember when I was in school, we had things like home ec, and that has went away. Wood shop, that has went away. A lot of the auto shop, things like this, things that you need to be able to survive on your own, that will make it so that the world doesn't have to cost you a ton of money, and that you can make the right decisions to make your own life better. Yeah, I can understand phones shouldn't be in school, but at the same time, I do also understand that we are moving towards a technological future by far, and it has become more available for students to have laptops in schools. I worked on some of the most advanced computers in the world when I was in junior high and high school. And it's time that getting back to that is what would bring our system back. I had a class my first year called Life Skills, and it taught me metal, wood, sewing, cooking, and drafting. And then the second year, they took. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, classes like that would be a big benefit after school. You know, they're things that really could overwhelmingly give you an opportunity to have things that you're going to use for years beyond. that are just basic life skills. Um, Heck, the reason I know how to cook an omelet is not because of YouTube. It's not because of um, my parents teaching me how to cook. It's 100% because of the fact that I took home ec in junior high many, many, many lifetimes ago. Um, you know, is cooking an omelet like the most important thing in your life? No. But being able to cook for myself and being able to feed for myself and feed myself things that taste good and that, I wouldn't be able to get if I didn't, like when I'm broke. Like I can purchase eggs and a few things even when I'm broke, even with the cost of eggs going through the roof these days. Um, but now on the other hand, go sit down in a restaurant and go pay for an omelet. That can be expensive. Um, Especially compared to how I can make 10, 12 omelets for how much it's going to cost me to go to IHOP. I understand now our life is being technologically based, but most people use it as a distraction. Teachers complain that students can't pay attention. Yeah, I mean there's a balance, okay? And I understand, especially for my own children. Um, you know, the school put social media blockers on their laptops, and my kids immediately told me how they got around them. Um, and they knew it within like the first couple weeks of school. Like, it had already run around school. This is how you use your laptop to do whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter what the teachers and the school have blocked. Um, and kids are always going to figure out things like that. But to be truthful with you, that's actually kind of a good thing in a way, because it is requiring them to critically think and also, on top of that, communicate with one another, because they have to not only figure out the information, but then they have to share the information. So, as much as, yes, I do think it is something that uh, is a mixed bag, I also see even the good side of the bad side of it, too. So, um, I'm trying to learn how to cook MCOC because it's my breakfast. Learning how to cook an egg can be an essential if you can get eggs pretty cheap. You can get them directly from. Exactly. Um, I'm one of those people, Amon, but TikTok mid, not that guy. No, Gerald just sits on live streams in the middle of class. They're putting their energy towards something that it's gonna distract them. I understand that. Like I said, um, it's a mixed bag thing. Obviously, them being distracted from the actual education process is not great. But also, on top of that, too, that is another one of those things as well that um, Gerald, you can say "wow" all you want to, but you have admitted it 100% that you have been on live streams in the middle of class before. I'm on fault break this week. Yes, I know you're not. I know you're not doing it right now, but there are plenty of times that we have talked in the past, and well, I can't jump on Rumble right now because I'm actually at school, but I'm here on YouTube. So, yeah, you can't deny it at all. Um, but it is also one of those things that, like, if there were the different learning styles and the different classes and stuff, some of those classes there wouldn't be an opportunity for them to be distracted during. Like, like you were talking about the wood shop and those type of things. There ain't no computer during that. I'll promise you. I thought I could pull that one off. Yeah, I still give the Rumble support. Gerald, you are not helping your case here, my friend. We cannot lose this. I cannot lose the streak this far in. I thought I was going to lose it at one point last night. Um, Sorry, guys. I'm getting slightly distracted because I realized I was getting way too close to losing the streak. Um, that Hyperion fight sucked. Um, Look, I have the opposite situation where, like in math, it was taught to do things a different way, and it was faster than the way that the class. No, I understand that too, and that's another one of those things as well that like. If we had different learning styles, we could instead of trying to have everybody conform to the exact same thing, like students that could do it faster, better, easier, could be working on higher level stuff in a different environment, while students that were struggling and needed to be taught in a different way would also have the same opportunity as well, that they could be amongst their peers, and everyone would have 100% more opportunity to succeed. um, a lot of the distraction as well is people getting bored. I've seen that. I know that was part of my problem. I got kicked out of high school for not going to class, but I was still passing all my classes. I had an A and a B in almost every single class I was in without going to class. Um, and they kicked me out for not going to class. Well, why do I need to go to class if I'm passing without being there? That just doesn't make any sense. Um, but it's definitely one of those things that I understand a little differently years later. But at the same time, if they would have presented me with more challenges, I would have been better. I know plenty of students that are that way. I also know a lot of students that they're getting distracted because they're too challenged and they can't keep up. So why try? And that balance is just not addressed. There are no computers, but they just whip out their phones and yeah. And that's something that can be addressed as well. Some classes are easy to do, so I'll pop the computer to watch a stream for a short attention span. But I also do the same thing during boring classes. DW about me when getting my work done, because I do, yeah. And even after class, I showed the teacher how I did, and he still failed my exam. I was like, what the F? He gave me like 10 questions, and I solved all of them using methods with no mistakes, but he couldn't understand how. Yeah, see, and that's another one of those things, too, that I've ran into that in the past when I was younger, where there were teachers that, like, I was beyond them. Yeah, DW, don't worry, yeah. Um, I was, like my computer instructor when I was in high school. I went and took classes at Iowa State University in junior high for computers. So when I got to high school and I helped set up the computer program at my high school, my computer teacher had no clue half the stuff that I was doing. So he had to pass me. And then the next summer, he went and took the same classes I had already taken. And he shows back up and he's like, I went up to Iowa State and I took all the classes. And I was like, oh, so you're finally caught up to me. And he's like, oh yeah, I guess I got to give you an A again. And then by the third year, he's like, you're not allowed to take the class anymore. Well, how fair is that? Just because I'm smarter than you, I'm not allowed to do something that I'm enjoying and that is massively benefiting me? No. In high school, I had a teacher that purposely lost my homework and failed me in algebra and told me if I didn't redo the work that that I was going to fail and that I would have to retake the class again. And I'm like, no, I won't redo the work. I did it once. You either find my work and give me my grade that I deserve, or I won't do it. And they kept trying to force me to take the class over and over again. And I wouldn't, I refused to even go to the class after that point. The problem with teachers, if they were any good, they can get better jobs. And yeah, and that's another one of those things. Some of the best teachers I've ever had in my life were teachers who had legitimately done it years before they became teachers. I had two different instructors in college um, who had one of them had $1 million company, $6 million company that he sold off and retired. And after he did, he became a teacher. Um, I had another teacher at a different college who had started, who had been the marketing director for a large company before he became a teacher. These were some of the best instructors I ever had because they had the real life experience and they actually knew what they were talking about. So when I was talking to them from a real life perspective, they also could talk to me back on a real life perspective. And they didn't shy away from my knowledge whatsoever. I know the best teacher MCOC is Wolf. Thanks, Gerald. That is definitely one of those I'm better at teaching it than I am doing it type situations. And I will never deny that. Um, but I also know that my teaching style, again, works for a lot of the members of the community. But I also know that there are other people out there that do it in a better way for other members of the community. And that's, again, one of those things that we need different opportunities for everybody so that they can find the style and that they connect with to be able to learn the way that they need to learn. And not just in the game, but in school, in life, everything else. And our system so lets far too many people down. And there are far too many people out there who think they are dumb that are not because they were not taught properly. And that is one of the biggest failures of our society and why the United States is collapsing. My high school teachers are so bad, there's probably at least one or two that's pretty decent. Gravitate towards those. Find the good ones. How's it going, Brittany? What is your question? Appreciate you stopping in, by the way. We're getting down to the last few, so let's see what boost I have left to use. Since I screwed up a few of them. The U.S. is collapsing. They forgot we been taught differently throughout different schools. Yeah. So I was in an alliance after Battleground season ended and left before rewards came out. Do I get alliance rewards even though I was in the alliance for the event? No, you have to be in the alliance until the rewards are dropped to actually receive them. Sorry to inform you of that, Brittany. Overwhelmingly. But yeah, that has been a standard thing for Kabam for years. Vatlik, nice to see you. Appreciate you stopping in. Just stopping by to say hi and hit the like button. I appreciate that overwhelmingly. That's Bullocks. I get it, man. I totally do. I think you may want to put in a ticket for Kabam. May get, but yeah. I mean, you can try and file a ticket, but you probably will get told no. There's nothing you can do about it. You had to wait until the rewards dropped today to receive them. Um, I do think that is one of the unfortunate things. We talked about earlier in stream, people getting kicked out of alliances right before rewards. Go to the homepage and click on the icon up in the upper left hand corner. It'll bring up a menu there's a support button on there. Click that and you can go in there to file a ticket. That's how it works, Brittany. That's why you wait to leave. Yeah. Kabam forum, help tickets. You can also go through the forums as well. But if you want to do it in game, like I said, just go to the home screen, click the button in the upper left hand corner. You'll get a pop up menu there. On there, there is a tab that says support. Go in there, and it will take you directly to filing a ticket. And you can do so. I wish you luck, and I hope that they do not just tell you no, but be prepared that that's probably what you're going to get. When do Battlegrounds come out again? Wednesday. This is the shortest off season that we've had by far, but that's only because of the fact that Battleground Brawl is next weekend. So we will be right back into Battlegrounds a lot quicker than normal. So normally we get a couple weeks in between Battlegrounds. Sometimes a bit more than that, but this with Battleground Brawl, there's so many gameplay at once right now. Yeah, they've been doing that to us a lot lately as well, where there's like so much going on in the game and it's hard to get. You have to really protect what you do and don't want to do. Because there's no way you're going to get it all done, especially not if you're running multiple accounts, and especially not if you have anything going on outside of the game, which most of us do. So it is what it is. I mean, it's better to have more, have plenty to do than not enough sometimes. Thanks for the info. No problem, Brittany. Anytime. Wolf, my main alliance, just won our first Masters. Was we are ranked 13th overall. Congratulations, Jason Rushing. That is absolutely amazing. Congratulations to yourself. Enjoy those rewards as well as your alliance. You guys should be extremely proud of that. So, I feel weird without the battle pass next to objectives. Yeah. Yeah, let's go that way. I'm good. So I've got 6 fights left for this round of the grind, and then like I said, guys, I still have a bunch I need to get done over the next couple of days to prepare for the move. So I will be wrapping up stream as soon as I get done with these last couple fights, and then I will be live again this evening to continue the grind. We're going to be live several times tomorrow because I will have quite a bit done today, and most of the rest of what I will need to get done I will not be able to do until at least Sunday. Um, so I'll have to do that in between the grind and the final live stream for the Goodbye to Iowa stream. Um, and then, like I said, we leave Monday morning at 8 a.m., head from here to Colorado, from Colorado to Seattle. Um, but I will keep everybody in touch, and everybody, I'll post a bunch of stuff on the channel. Yeah, I plan on raiding somebody as soon as I get through these last 4 fights. I was going to look and see who was live. Gerald, if you know anybody particular that is live right now, let me know, and I will kind of keep it in mind as soon as I get there. These last 4 fights shouldn't take very long. I was planning for 4 hours to get through the roster today. We're going to do it in just over 3. KT is live. I don't know any more as of right now. Okay. If KT's live, I will probably go ahead and drop the raid over there to him. I'll take a look at that here in just a second. We did break 31 mil this grind. Pretty happy with that. Definitely getting things in place. Put up more points this time. I'm going to have to remember to keep my boost active for the next one. There's also this guy live called Wolf DT. Yeah, I mean, that guy is such a scrub, and I really don't like supporting him too much. But I mean, if he's still live when I decide to end, I mean, we might jump over to him. But I'm guessing he's the last couple of times I've tried to jump over to him, like he's ended at the exact same time as I do. It's like he knows what I'm doing. So, but yeah, guys, like I said, 2 more fights, the best champions we got going for the big money. At least unless I totally screw up a Spider Gwen here. But we got a lot of grind left in front of us still. Still have to pick up the quite a bit. 30 million is definitely not going to come anywhere close to being enough to pick up Werewolf by Night. But like I said, I'm figuring probably going to shoot for 120 to 130 is probably going to be my cutoff. But if I can find some extra grind time so that we can push that higher, I definitely will. I want to shoot for as high as possible because I do not want to miss out on this champion because there is no round 2 for me. But I'm scared for my 4th 7-star, my 3rd being Morbius on technicality. I don't think you should be scared. There's some amazing 7-stars out there right now. So, don't get discouraged. Be hopeful and shoot for what you can. Okay, Gerald. You said KT's live right now, but I just checked and he is not at the moment. As a matter of fact, no one I have is currently live at the moment. Somehow it looks like I am the only one live at the moment. Oh, he just ended. Okay. Oh. apparently Marvel is going live right now. So, I mean, guys, the announcement is about to come out.
3:30.
Oh, they're still a little ways off. Never mind. That's just going to be sitting there for a minute. I'm hoping for Hulky Boy. Yeah, me too. Sure, I've already got Sherry. Still searching for Hulk. I don't. Oh, I didn't refresh my YouTube. But yeah, my bad. No problem. Um, I'll look one more time and see if there is any chance that I missed something and somebody else is going live right now as well. Um, like I said, guys, Marvel's announcement is coming in a few hours or about an hour. Um, Kabam Alliance off now. It's a team that I don't miss. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, guys, like I said, I will be back later tonight to go ahead and do the next round of this grind. We're going to do several rounds of it tomorrow, and one more on Sunday, and then Sunday night will be our goodbye to Iowa stream. I want to thank everybody for stopping in today, for all the support and all the love, and all the great wishes towards the trip. I love you guys overwhelmingly. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and I will see you guys back very soon for another one. I hope everybody has a great day, a great night, wherever you are at, and that you get a God tier pull pretty soon, as in, like, with the next day or so. And I will see you guys back for the next one. Peace out.